There we are. We are live. I think I'm a minute. Well, I still have, it says 7 o'clock. So hello, everyone. I see we already have a few people in here. Oh, let's see who we have. Hello. Yeah, it was a great visit with my mom and my sister. And my husband got to visit with his parents a couple of times, and I got to see my aunt and my cousin Lisa, and it was a lovely, lovely trip. Cold, but it was a nice trip, very nice trip. Hello, Mary Beth. Thanks for coming. Hello, Lynn. Thanks for coming in. Hello, Marnie. Yeah, we had snow here again today. I actually was going to go to my crochet group and it got canceled because of the snow. I think I'm a jinx because 3 weeks in a row now they've had snow on Tuesdays. Good evening. Missed you last week. Thank you. Yeah, we were actually coming back from Maine and New Brunswick last Tuesday. So I didn't want to try and do a live on the road because in some parts it's absolute dead zone with the reception. So I knew that wouldn't work. So it was a good trip. I went to Hobby Lobby and did not buy one skein of yarn. I did buy another crochet hook, what I went in there for, and a couple small decorations for Easter and St. Patrick's Day. And I got a couple of Winnie the Pooh things, which I could not resist. This one's got several USBs in the back of them. And then this fast charger for my phone. I love Winnie the Pooh, and actually Eeyore is my favorite, absolute favorite, but I love Winnie the Pooh too. My nickname is Linny Pooh that my family has called me ever since I can remember. So yeah, so it was a good trip. Really, really good trip. I'll be talking more about it on my other channel next week. So that's Bucket List Homestead. If you want to come over and hear all about it, then that's where I'll be talking about it. No, I did not buy any. I even went into Walmart and I went down the yarn aisle in the Walmart and nothing interests me at all. I'm so proud of myself. I'm really enjoying trying to come up with ways to use my yarn. And that's going to be showing up in some videos in the next couple of weeks, including this week's that I've been working on today. I'll be working on it several days this week, but it's fun. It's kind of like the pantry challenge on my other channel where you don't buy groceries or buy as little as you can and use what you already have, and it's fun. I like doing that. I wasn't tempted. What I did notice was that my hometown, which is Calais, and my husband's hometown, which is St. Stephen, neither one of them, other than Walmart, if you cross the border, St. Stephen had nothing where you can buy yarn or fabric or anything like that in person anymore. There's none. You either have to order online, which is fine, but I like to touch the yarn sometimes and see them. It can be a little bit of a gamble ordering. And I know for fabric, not that I sew a lot because I'm terrible at it. I used to do a lot of baby quilts and things, but that's definitely something you kind of need to see in person. They have to travel in St. Stephen over an hour to find anywhere that sells yarn or anything if they don't want to go online. Or like I said, go over to the Walmart in Calais, which doesn't have a big selection. It's one of the smallest yarn selections at a Walmart I've seen. So it's just got me, my brain, the wheels are turning in my brain about maybe something. I'm not sure. But yeah. Good evening, Evelyn. So nice to have you come in. But yeah, I was really proud of myself. Now, Saturday, my friend Tasha, who I go to crochet group with, and she's also in my women in homesteading group, and she also lives like 3 minutes from me out here. She is opening her own shop, and it opens this Saturday, and it's going to be, she does a lot of quilting. And oh my goodness, friends, this woman if she had a YouTube channel, I would totally share it out. She does have an Instagram and website, so I think I will share that. I don't know why I haven't before. I absolutely will share that. Her long arm on the quilt, to make quilts, and I mean, she's won awards. She is amazing. And she knits. It blows me away how she figures it out. Anyway, she is opening a shop, and she's going to have fabric and all the things that go with that. And she's going to have crochet hooks, and she's going to have yarn and things like that. And I might just we'll see what she's going to have. I'm trying not to buy any yarn, but I might buy at least a skein because she got the real big giant, what's it called? Sugar and Cream cotton yarn that I love. She got the giant skeins, like they're like huge, like huge. She's got some of them in that she got on a good deal that she's going to be selling. I might buy one of them because I want to support her. And I really don't need any more hooks right now, so I'm not sure what else to buy from her. She has threads and things too, but so I might break my rule to buy one skein to support my friend on Saturday. And that's all. I'm going to stick to it. And in March, I'm going to the Knit City show in Toronto. Again, I'm going to do my best not to buy any because I want, as I mentioned before, I want to be more intentional with my yarn buying. So I kind of already know what I'm going to be making when I buy the yarn. Because one, it makes sure you get enough for whatever project you're making. And then, I know what I'm going to be doing with it. So I'm trying to be more intentional with my yarn buying. So that being said, I'm not even sure. I've never been to one of these before, so I don't even know what to look, what's going to be there. I know there's going to be a lot of vendors. So hopefully I'll be able to, shop and support some of the vendors without buying yarn. Hopefully they'll have other crochet related accessories that maybe I can purchase instead. So I don't have to break my yarn that soon. I was hoping I was going to go much further into the year. Though I started making a table runner for my kitchen table and I don't have enough yarn to finish it. And I'm like, oh, am I going to have to buy 2 skeins to finish it? But at least if I do, I have an absolute purpose for them and I will finish it immediately if I get them. So, yeah, I'm really toying with myself. I mean, it's not like no one's going to come and arrest me if I buy yarn. But I don't want to break it. I'm doing so well. I don't want to break my goal of trying to go at least as far as I can into this year without buying any. And I feel like February is just still too early in the year to be breaking that goal. So I have to travel far too, 45 minutes at least. Yeah. And right now, 20 minutes. I mean, I could go to our Walmart, which our Walmart here has a pretty good selection of yarn. They really do. And then we have Michael's that's just 20 minutes from us. And then there's another Walmart 20 minutes from us. We don't I don't think there's any local yarn stores here anymore. I think the last one, she just closed. So I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any. So Tasha carrying yarn locally is going to be like our only local person. So, yeah, it's making me think. It's making me think. Like we don't have enough on our plate without thinking about, should I open my own business shop? Obviously, y'all can hear me. I meant to ask that right away. But I'm pretty sure you could because you've answered, yeah, I have to touch yarn. So obviously you heard that. So we're good. So how are things going where all you are? Those of you got all that snow that normally don't, have you been able to dig out yet? That was crazy. I was seeing how people were 6, 7, 8 days in and still no power. So I've been thinking of you all a lot. Like it has been a wacky winter. We had more snow again today. We got just a couple inches. It was definitely enough that our son had to plow. He got out the 4-wheeler with the plow on it and did plow today. So it was enough, but nowhere near what they were predicting. So that was good. And we're supposed to warm up this week. I hope so, because I would like to get some walking done outside for a change and get some fresh air in my lungs and just get out. So go for it. Open that shop. Okay. So, all right. Let's start some of our questions. I think I'm going to start with some I did last week just because there'll probably be ones I repeat every week during the live, but I have some new ones that I did not get to last week. So are you crocheting or knitting while you are watching this live? And if you are, what are you working on? Hello, April. Thanks for coming in. Melted quickly. Well, that's good. I hate the ice. I will take snow any day over the ice storms. They are brutal. The ice is finally starting to melt here, but now they are calling. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. In Michigan, yeah. Hello. Thanks for joining us. So I am working on a hexagon cardigan. And I love this yarn. This one here, it's a red heart. And what did I do with the label? I don't know where the label is right now. Did I already? Because I caked it. So I don't know what I did with the label. I probably put it in with because I'm trying to save all my labels this year so I can see how much yarn I actually have gone through. Let me see what we got. Crochet flower pillow. I'm knitting a sweater. Me too. Or I'm crocheting one. A basket. Well, I haven't decided yet. Wonderful. C2C. Love C2Cs. Corner to corner. One of my favorites. The blanket right there behind me, that Hamish that you all met in this week's video on Saturday, he's sitting on. That was a corner to corner. I love corner to corner. I want to make my friend Holly, who is our leader of our women in homesteading group. She's the founder of it. Her oldest daughter is expecting a baby girl in April, and it's a rainbow baby. And I'm just so happy for her. Her daughter is the sweetest young woman, just so sweet, her and her husband. And I want to make, I don't know if I'm going to do a granny square blanket for her or corner to corner. I got to decide. I got to get going on that too, because I want to have it done in time for her to take with her when she goes down. Daisy granny square blanket. Couple of gnomes for St. Patrick's. Lovely. So yeah, so I'm doing hexagon card again because I loved the way the other one turned out, and I love teal, and it has a little bit of the white. I don't know, where's my camera. It has a little bit of white kind of flecked in it there a little bit. So I think it's looking pretty good with the white, and this way I'll have enough because I knew I didn't have enough, I don't think, to do the whole thing in teal. So, and I didn't want to have to buy more yarn to finish it. So I have to switch to white right now, actually. Dun, dun, dun. Did I bring my scissors over here? No, but I think I have a pair. Always got scissors somewhere. Always have scissors somewhere. Okay. So let's see. What are some of my questions I have up here? Oh, this is a good one. How many whips, works in progress, do you currently have, if you know? I don't know. And that's kind of a little spoiler to a video that's going to be coming out next Saturday. I don't know. But I would love to know how many you all have right now, if you know. And if you don't know, no shame here. No shade here. If you don't know, that's fine. Oh. My hardest thing is finding something I can crochet and keep the live going at the same time. So I think I can with this. This is pretty much repeat, especially now that I've got the first few rounds done. Let me see. Laying down with a migraine, just listening in. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I had mentioned last week I picked up, I don't know, did I mention in the live? Not last week because we weren't last week, but maybe in the video. One of my goals this year is to learn embroider, and I have a kit that I do want to start doing. I just have some crochet projects and videos I need to get done first, but I know it's not quite the same as cross stitch. Well, I mean, I think it is the same. But there's a lot of embroidery that you can do in crochet too. So I want to learn so it can help me with my stitches and that. I got a mess here. Oh, it is warm in here tonight. It must have warmed up outside. I'm hoping that fireplace is going to turn off soon, or I might have to go turn it off. And I'm sorry about your migraine. I get them too. They stink. Knitting a ski mask for the hubby. Hello, Laura. Thanks for coming in. I'm crocheting hats for my sister. She has Parkinson's. She had brain surgery, so she shaved her head. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope she heals soon, and I hope her surgery was a success. I've been bald in winter twice. I'm trying to think. I've had cancer 4 times, and I was bald twice. Yes, it was winter both times that I was bald, and yeah, it's no fun. It is very cold. Oh, of course they do. I have even avoided the online, and they've been sending me emails like crazy. I did join Premier's affiliate. They accepted me. So I am an affiliate now with them. I'll probably be talking about more of that later. There's some problems with my thingy. It's not working. I got to go in and fix it and everything. But I love Premier Yarns. Love, love, love them. They are one of my favorites. And their prices are amazing. And yeah, so I decided to join the affiliate for them. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Mary Beth. Wow. That is very, I'm going to give you a round of applause. Only 2 whips. That's crazy. Gosh, probably over 20. 8, I remember. More than I should. Yep. I have 3 sweater socks and dishcloth. Wow. Oh dear. I think I have 5 whips. That's not bad. That is not bad. Very good. Oh my goodness. Wow. God love her. Well, I'll certainly have good thoughts for her. That Parkinson's, it's just a insidious disease. Okay. See, I think I can do live and crochet, but I really can't. Because I do have to count a little bit with this one. I forgot that. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. What is the longest project you finished? Trying to think. I don't even know if I know the answer for myself for this. Oh, something that took me a long time. Oh, I know. It ended up being like a coat, not a cardigan sweater that I made out of this blanket fuzzy yarn. I can't even for the life of me right now remember the name of it. And the family hated it when I was making it because it went everywhere. We were finding the green fluff for weeks afterwards. It would make me get up in my nose and I'd sneeze and couldn't breathe. And it was everywhere. I'd be covered in it. It was all over the furniture, on the rug. It was terrible. And that took me a long time because it ended up being a huge project and it was heavy. And it sits in my closet because it's so heavy. And it sheds to this day. I've washed it 3 times and it sheds constantly. So it's a disappointment because one, the yarn wasn't cheap to make that. And I love it. I love the design and it is warm. It's totally, I could wear it in the fall and spring all by itself. But yeah, it sits in the closet because I don't like leaving the green fuzz everywhere. So, oh my goodness, Evelyn. I know I don't hate you. I'm jealous. Wow, I'm a little bit envious because I wish I could say I have 0. Yes, absolutely. Prayers for your sister. My son's crochet on king double crochet blanket, a sweater, a knitting blanket for a Quim twin bread for my great niece. 5 days, my first cardigan, used size 6 yarn. I love it. Need more yarn. One of my goals this year is to make more wearables. I definitely want to make more wearables because I love cardigans because this way I can still wear my t-shirts that I love in the winter and I just throw a cardigan on and I'm good to go. So instead of buying, cardigans, I figure I've got the yarn. I might as well make them. So this is what I'm hoping to wear to the Knit City in Toronto next month. Gosh, I can't believe it's next month already. It's at the end of March. I think the last weekend. Yeah, I think it's the last weekend in March. So I'm really looking forward to that. And hopefully I'll be able to I'm hoping to make a whole video out of it. I'm still feel very weird filming in public, even after all these years with my other channel too. I'm still very weird. And some people don't like you doing it either. So that can cause a lot of strife and tension. So though Tasha, our friend who my husband and I are going to work her table for a bit in exchange for tickets into the event. I would do it even if we paid for the tickets. But this way, if they need to run to go get something to eat or use the restroom or just need a break and want to go look around themselves, my husband and I are going to run her booth for her to give her a break while we're there. And I've told her any craft shows she's doing this year that I'm going to too, absolutely, I can help her to give her a break or whatnot. But she absolutely said, film all you want while you're at my booth if you want. So definitely will be doing that. It took me 2 months on a baby layout, all white. Oh my goodness. I bet you it was beautiful though. And what an heirloom. My children still have their, I didn't know how to crochet when my kids were babies. Oh, I wish I did. I did make them. They do have their baby quilts. I made them. So I did make them those things. And I think I've made up for it since, because they've gotten a lot of things since. But my best friend, Natalie, she is so talented with knitting and crochet. And she made them both. They're coming home sweater and little bonnet, and each a baby blanket, which we still have, and we will keep them because they are absolute heirlooms. My grandmother also had a pink sweater set made for Grace after she was born by someone, a friend of hers, I think. And we have that one too, because that meant a lot to me. Nanny couldn't crochet or knit. We did take lessons together when I was a teenager. And the lady we took lessons from, she moved or something happened, and there was no one else to take over. So we kind of lost it a bit. And she was so happy when I picked it back up. And I made so many things for her the last couple of years. And I have them when she passed. So yeah, but I'm sentimental like that. Sometimes too sentimental. It's hard for me to get rid of some things sometimes. It's taken me years to finish a lot of things. Honestly, the hexagon cardigan is probably one of the easiest things you could start with. It is so easy to make this cardigan. I've made other cardigans in the past that I struggled with. This one is so simple, so simple. If you can double crochet, you can make a hexagon cardigan. They're so easy. I can't show how to make them because I don't have a pattern on my own, and I don't see one coming anytime soon. It's so hard because I can't do a lot of tutorials. I like to share the things I'm making with you all, but I can't show you how I make them because they're not my patterns. Even if they're free, you still can't share them. So, because most people will put right on them, do not share this pattern, do not alter it and call it yours, like things like that. So, except for the latest video, that messenger bag, that was my pattern. I'm pretty proud of that, I have to say. Maybe not so proud of the pattern writing because I literally had to remember to write down what I was doing as I was going. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I took it out a couple of times this weekend, and I got quite a few compliments on it. People asking me where I got it, and I made it. So that's always a nice thing when you can say that. So I get a lot of compliments on my hexagon cardigan. I took it with us on our trip, and I wore it out, and I had a lot of people stop and tell me they loved it. So it always feels good when someone says they love it and you can say, I made it. So my aunt knit a baby out for me when I was born, and both of my oh, see, I love that. I absolutely love that. I hope someday we have at least one grandbaby who will be able to wear either one. But that's because it was handmade, and handmade lasts. It just lasts. So thank you. I'm really proud of it. I am really, yeah, that is awesome. I'm very proud of the bag. I really like it. It's so pretty, and it's roomy, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. I have some bag inserts, like the bottom, they're leather. So you can make like a real purse with a real leather bottom. I've had them literally for years. I couldn't even tell you when I bought them. I've had them so long. So that's another thing on my goal, is to make some actual, because I love purses. I love purses, but I seem to go through them so fast. Zippers break, pockets rip, straps break, other things rip. Like I'm so over it. I'm so over it. So I seen a granny square purse with real leather handles and real leather bottom that I think I'm going to try. I think I might try and make that. Evening, Jennifer. Thanks for coming in. I had a goal to make a whole bunch of stuff for craft shows. Okay. So a couple of things have kind of turned me off from I was going to do some craft shows this year. Now I'm not so sure I am. I have a lot of stock for a craft show, and I think I am still going to plan for them, but they're going to be later in the year. I don't think I'm going to try for any in the spring and summer. I think mostly what I make is not a spring and summer items, because I don't do a lot of amigurumi and stuffies that you could sell kind of year round. And those I make are more seasonal for the holidays. So with us planning to move this year, which again, I haven't even mentioned this on my other channel, which I'll be going into more depth about that on my other channel next week. I just think I don't want to, I have so much to do and I don't want to pack all this yarn. So it's a lot easier to make things. I don't know why moving the yarn would be any more difficult than moving things you make and move. I don't know. But that's my feeling. I don't know. I feel like it might be easier not to pack up the yarn if I don't have to. And maybe I will try selling some things on Marketplace. But here's the other thing that's really there's two things. I guess there's three things altogether. There's two things that's really keeping me from doing craft fairs. Even though the one I did last fall was a huge success in my eyes. I did amazing at that. And I got so many amazing compliments at that craft fair that I did in September for the homesteading conference, Eastern Ontario Homesteaders Conference. And I got so many compliments, so many. I was like, could not talk. I didn't know how to answer anyone after a while. And like I said, we did really well financially. We really did. It was a really successful one, at least in our eyes. But one, I'm not finding the people who are running them around here very friendly, I guess is the word I'll use. I'm just not finding it. And I'm finding like if you're not someone who's been doing them for years around here, you're kind of not welcome. And that is just how I'm feeling. I could be reading it wrong. I might be actually reading it wrong. I don't think I am, though. And you know what? No, I'm going to say that. I don't think I'm reading it wrong. For years, I always, said it was me, and I'm doing something wrong. And that was one of my goals this year is I was going to, stop feeling like that. And I'm allowed to feel how I feel, and I just feel like if you haven't already been in this circuit of craft fairs for the last few years, they're not very welcoming. And I absolutely felt that at that Christmas one I was trying to sign up for. The organizer complimented me on all the pictures of everything I sent her and said my work was beautiful, but she talked to the other people who were going to be having tables at the craft fair, and they would prefer if she did not invite me, which I still find the language with that very strange. And I did a whole video on this, say, if it takes a click to join, then I'm not joining. And that totally it put a sour taste in my mouth. I didn't even try to apply to any others for the rest of the holiday season. I just stopped everything I was making that was Christmassy and stopped. So that's one thing. That's one of the things that's got me soured. The other thing is everybody is selling their crocheted items now, which I love. More people are crocheting. I love it. I mean, if I had my way, everybody would crochet or knit or whatever it is, because it's brought me so much joy and so many benefits. And I love it so much. I did a channel. I love it so much. But it's really kind of hurting the people who do try to, I don't want to say make a living, but try to sell to supplement maybe incomes, which is probably what I would say I was trying to do. Because some of them are pricing things so low, I don't know how they're making any money. I know what yarn costs, even if you get it on sale. And I am seeing them selling things for below even the sale price of what the yarn cost. So how are you making any money? Like, you're losing money, right? Like, so yeah, I'm feeling really soured about joining any this year. And I might just wait until we move and I join some of them. I might find the same thing down home. I don't know. But at least I know more of the people who organize them there. I mean, I knew them growing up. And we were friends in school or whatever. So maybe it'll feel a little different. I don't know. Maybe I'll never ever do another craft show. I've actually toyed with doing a website. I had a website for my other channel and I ended up letting it go after the year because I don't know anything about web design and websites. And I found it so difficult. But if this channel becomes successful enough and things work out and I can find someone who helps me, I might do a website. I might just do a website and then I could do custom orders and then I could make things as it's going. Like I mentioned I have ADHD and my brain never stops. It never stops. It takes forever for me to fall asleep because my brain decides at, bedtime. That's when we need to think about all these things. But yeah, I've got so many things I'm thinking about and it's overwhelming sometimes. So many things that I'm thinking of, but that's one of the things I'm toying with is possibly trying a website and maybe doing things that way. And because I have some ideas for like merch I'd like to try. I have sticker ideas because I love stickers. And I've been designing some stickers that I'm going to take with me to Knit City next month to pass out as part of my channel, to help get the word out there and stuff. So yeah. Oh, some days it's exhausting being in my brain. Most days, I shouldn't say some days, most days it's exhausting, this brain of mine. But yeah, so boy, that was a long rant to talk about why I'm probably not doing craft shows. So let me go get caught up. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing I'm worried about because gremlins, right? Gremlins. It just sits here on my desk and gets tangled. Nobody touches it. I go to pick it up 20 minutes later and it's all tangled mess. So I can only imagine in boxes what it'll end up like. So yeah, I do too. Like, come on. I didn't like them in school. I like them even less as an adult. Like, aren't we supposed to be past all that? Yeah, that's me too. That is something they do. Oh, well, that's good to know. Yeah, I know my friend Tasha, she's enlisted the help of somebody local, but I don't even know anything. Like I said, the one I had, I can't even remember what I used. Was it Squarespace I used? I can't remember. It's been a couple of years. I did pay for the domain name for Bucket List Homestead for a while, but I don't even think I renewed it this past year in 2025. So who knows anymore, but okay, I gotta go turn off the fireplace just a second. Goodness. That's the first time I've had to turn it off and ouch. And I just hit my knee on the desk. You probably saw everything shake. Ow, ow, ow. So yeah, it's the first time I've had to really turn it off in weeks. It is warm out here. I mean, I have my sweatshirt on, but still. Yeah. Like I said to my husband, what does that even mean? And if you're the one, when they said, I asked the other vendors and they said they would prefer if you not be invited, what does that even mean? And if you're the one running the craft fair, why are you letting other people tell you who you should have at a table? Sorry, I'm getting a little angry again. I'm getting a little worked up. I just said I had to read the email 4 or 5 times and I sent it to a couple of friends. I didn't share her name or anything, just a couple of the lines in the email because I wanted to make sure it wasn't me, that I wasn't reading this wrong. And they were all like, what does this even mean? And my husband, who is my biggest fan, he said he believes that they were jealous and were worried that I would sell more things than they would. And that's why they didn't want to join, wanted me to come. But I was just like, if that's the case, I am not doing this. Like, it will suck the joy right out of me doing crochet if those are the kinds of things I got to put up with. So, yeah, get a little worked up about it. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I thought it was too. And like it was, by the way, a little back. So my friend's the one who told me about this. She goes, Lynn, I think you'd love this. I've done great at it. It's always fun. It was right around my birthday weekend too, which is when I really start kicking in for Christmas for me. after my birthday and after Remembrance Day, or Veterans Day as it is over home in the States. And that's, I thought, oh, this would be fun to do my first Christmas show. And it's my birthday weekend. And this will be so much fun. And while we were helping my mom move from Florida back to Maine, I crocheted in the car all the way down with my husband. I was making Christmas stockings and other Christmas things because I was so looking forward to it. And she seemed pretty positive that I was going to get a table, because she asked me, she said, this will be the email link to send the money once you're approved. And I look over the pictures and everything. And I said, well, how many pictures would you like? And she said, if you could send me 6 to 8, that would be great. So I sent her 6 to 8 pictures, which I'm terrible about taking pictures of my things. I'm trying to be better about it, but I forget all the time. So I had to take everything out of totes, which is my own fault, having to take the pictures, but I took my time and took pictures and sent them to her. And she said she got them, and she says, your work is beautiful. She goes, I'll get back to you in a couple of days. Well, I left it while we were traveling, right? Because we were traveling and everything. And once we got back to Maine with mom, and we'd been there a night, and we were there the second night, I said, geez, I haven't heard anything. So I just sent a quick email saying, hey, just touching base, see how things are going, looking forward to the craft show. Another week goes by and I hear nothing. So now we're into the 3rd week of October, and I'm like, I haven't heard anything. And I mentioned it to my friend who had a booth there, and told me, geez, you should have heard something by now. Go ahead and reach out again. So I reached out again. And then I heard right before Halloween, 2 weeks before the craft fair, that was the email I got telling me that she asked the other vendors and they would prefer if I not be invited. So yeah, that kind of took the sail right out of my, or the wind right out of my sails. And it's just soured me. So yeah, I see it everywhere. It is, it's like I said, I love so many people are crocheting and finding love in the fiber arts, but they are most of them that I see selling things are way underpriced, way underpriced. Because like I said, I know how much yarn costs. I don't charge for my time. I don't. I had a elderly lady. I hate to say elderly. I had a mentor woman who was quite a few years older than me, who told me that she always did 2.5 or 3 times the amount of yarn. That's how she would price a lot of her things. So like some things I won't do for money, because like baby blankets or large blankets or even a crochet sweater, unless someone's really serious about understanding how much something like that's going to cost, because 2 to 3 times the yarn is going to be a lot. So that's kind of how I've always priced. And I know a lot of people say you should at least charge also however many hours minimum wage. I don't do that. I don't, because I enjoy doing it. So it doesn't take away from anything for me. If anything, I get frustrated when I can't crochet more because other things are pulling me away. But I also have to understand where I am, where I live. You have to understand what people are going to pay where you are. You also have to not undervalue yourself. Your work is worth money. Your time is worth, you don't need to undervalue yourself. And it's not even that they're undervalued, like they're literally not making any money because it's costing them more in yarn than what they're pricing the things for. Unless they've gotten the yarn for free. If they've gotten the yarn for free, maybe that's how they can charge so low. But like I said, I know what yarn costs. And when I see them selling a plush animal for $5 to $7, like the eyes alone cost you $1, So I don't understand that. So it kind of makes it hard to want to sell when you just see so many people. And then it makes it harder for us because people are like, I seen somebody selling this for $7 and you want 25. Well, I got $12, $15 in yarn. So yeah, I'm asking for $10 for my effort, right? So unfortunately, and it seems to be a lot worse since 2020. You can't sell anything that another vendor isn't selling? That is weird. Oh, because they're worried that, but I mean, to me, I would think it would be better because then that person, anyone who's looking for amigurumi would buy from them, and anyone that's looking for, whatever you were selling, wearables, hats, just whatever, they would buy from you. Like, it's so crazy. And like, I see a lot of people who I love watching on YouTube. I watch a lot of crocheting content. Shocker, I know. And a lot of them have been saying how in the last year or two, when they're going to craft shows now, they're seeing 6, 7, 8 other crocheters at these craft fairs. And sometimes they're in the same spot, which isn't always the greatest. The other ones, they try to spread you all out, right? But that's hard when you're having that many. So yeah, I think now I remember why it's been 10 years since I had done one. When I did one last fall, I remember now why it had been 10 years since I had done one. The funny thing is I've sold more on Marketplace than I have anywhere. So, like my pumpkin hats that I make, I put the ad up in September and I don't stop when the fall hits. So, yeah, if you have to ship things too, right? And here in Canada, shipping is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Though I will say I was shocked. It cost me less to send my mother her shawl I made her for Christmas, which I don't think I've shared that. I've got the pictures. I don't think I've shared that. I'll have to remember to try to include that in this week's video if I remember. I should have put a reminder on my Alexa to remind me to add that. But it cost me I went in there thinking this is going to cost me upwards of $40 to mail this, and it was like 18, which shocked me. Now, and because it was going all the way to Maine. Yet I mailed something that weighed even less just a few hours down the road from me. I kid you not, just a few hours down the road from me in the same province still. And that cost $28. And I'm like, this makes 0 cents. It's not going as far and it's costing more money to mail it. So yeah, shipping is it's awful. It is so expensive here in Canada. And I'm sure part of the reason, I don't know, maybe part of the reason it was cheaper to my mother because at one point it changes over to the States, so their rates are cheaper. I'm not sure, but I know it costs my mother a lot to mail things here to Canada, like a lot. God willing, hopefully we won't have to worry about shipping much longer to family anyway. That would be lovely. So we're going to go back to getting some rows done. See if I can this is what I was going to work at Crochet Group today. So I had it all ready in my bag to go and everything. Yeah, I think I'm a jinx because we seem to get snowstorms on Tuesday and I'm really too busy for the rest of the week. There's a couple others, one that's really close to me, but they don't meet until 6 o'clock at night, 6 to 8. And I'm sorry, especially this time of year, I'm not going out after 5 o'clock at night. So, and I do have Women in Homesteading is this Friday. Oh, we love watching the Olympics. Do you all watch them? I had a 3rd grade teacher, Miss McLean, who it was in 84, I believe that was the Olympics. And she loved them. And for 2 weeks, she used it as part of the curriculum where we learned about the different countries. And I can remember coloring the Olympic rings on essay that homework that I had done. And I'll never forget it. And that's where the love came from. And we've been able to share that with the kids. They love watching. It's just, we've always loved watching them. We get a little bit discouraged, with some of the cheating, we'll just say, that goes on, but we love watching them. So actually, as a matter of fact, there was Olympics on at 7 and my husband says, but the Olympics are on at 7. And I'm like, I know, but I got to go live at least for an hour tonight because I missed last week and I missed chatting with everybody. So I said, I got to do that. And he's like, okay. And I was almost late getting on because he wanted to get his workout in and the treadmill's out here. So luckily he got done with about 4 minutes, 6 minutes to spare. So, but yeah, we love watching the Olympics. Love it. The kids love watching. Grace loves the ice dancing. Aiden loves the snowboarding and the speed track racing and the hockey. Of course, it's probably about the only hockey we really watch in this house. And yeah, we just love them. We love the Olympics. So I actually have a friend whose daughter might be in the next Olympics for snowboarding. So that is pretty cool to think that we my actually, a little girl who I used to babysit and we used to hang out. Both our husbands were in Afghanistan at the same time, and our boys were the exact same age. And Abigail, that's her daughter, just adored Grace, being a couple of years older and everything. And yeah, they live in Nova Scotia now. I miss her. I miss them. But to think it would be cool to see if Abigail makes the Canadian snowboarding team for the next Winter Olympics. So we actually have two local people competing in the Olympics this year. We've got a young girl, Haley, who's competing in the skeleton on Saturday, and she lives where my son went to high school. He's going to see her name again to see if maybe he went to high school with her. But and then we actually have someone from right here where we live who is competing in the men's figure skating. So that's kind of cool to think that we actually have two local people right in the Olympics. So yeah, it just seems strange that usually they don't want you to have the same things. That's weird. Well, it was, when I say few hours, I'm terrible about that, but I mean, it was like hours. Ontario is huge, so it would have taken us probably 2 days to deliver it or whatever. But yeah, so definitely cheaper to mail it. Yes, yeah, we love them. I forgot about the Olympics. I forgot about the Super Bowl. That's all anybody was talking about, and I'm like, oh, the Super Bowl was on. We're not football. My dad was a huge football fan, but not a. We don't watch it here, and we don't have cable. We only have streaming, so we don't see it on anything and stuff. So I actually forgot it was on, but yeah, we like the Summer Olympics too because we love the gymnastics and the swimming, and my son loves the track. He did track for years in school, track and field. So one thing I want to mention, I started back up this week, and I'm mentioning it because I'm trying to keep myself accountable. I started back up with my not only healthy eating, but exercising. So I'm going to be a little vulnerable with y'all right here. Just a second. Hello, Melanie. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. Oh, I want to say I've struggled with weight my whole life, but when I look back as a younger child and younger person, I was not big by any means. I thought I was, probably because so many people would make comments about my weight, but I was not. I was perfectly normal, healthy size for a girl my age. And I had a little bit of a eating disorder when I was a preteen because of my weight. And I say a little bit because luckily it didn't go too far before I was able to get help, and it scared me enough that I stopped. So I'm thankful for God for that. But and in high school, I wish I was as fat as I was in high school now, because I was not by any means at all. And I struggled a lot after we got married because it was so expensive to eat healthy when we were first married. And I'm an emotional eater, always have been. And when I'm depressed, when I'm sad, I eat. And I gained a lot of weight. At one point, I was a little over 300 pounds. And I lost over 100 pounds. And I've kept that 100 pounds off for like 15, 16 years. Like, I mean, I forget about that a lot. Like, I've kept off that 100 pounds. And then in 2019, I finally had enough and I joined Weight Watchers, and I lost 50 while I was on Weight Watchers, and I felt so good. And I felt better about myself. And then the world ended in 2020, and we went to all online, and it wasn't the same, but I stayed with it. And then we found out that our daughter, I did great all that year. I didn't put on the COVID-15. I kept my weight off. I kept losing. I felt great. David was in the best shape of his life. And then in 2021, we found out that our daughter would not be allowed to have a grad, which in hindsight was wonderful for her. Not so much for me. It put me in a tailspin. I quit Weight Watchers, and I just put on weight. I gained back the 50 and then a few extra pounds that I lost during Weight Watchers. And yeah, I just went down a bad road. And I also got cancer again in 2020, and I had to have a complete hysterectomy. Now, I'd already been through menopause because cancer had put me in it much, much earlier. I was only in my 30s when I went into menopause. But since that hysterectomy, I cannot lose weight. I look at something and I gain 20 pounds. And it's so frustrating. Like I just can't lose it. Or I lose 10 pounds, but I keep seeming to gain and lose the same 10 pounds. Like I just can't seem to lose it. And I've done everything. I've done the intermittent fasting, you name it. I've done everything you can think of. I've tried keto. That did not, we don't like I don't like the diets because if they're too hard or I feel deprived, I'm not sticking to it. I'm just not. And that's just me. They just don't work. David hated keto. He hated keto. Absolutely hated keto. And a lot of people are telling me do carnivore, do carnivore. I need fruits and vegetables in my life. I love them and I want to eat them. So, I'm just going back to the bare basics. I'm watching what I'm eating and trying to cut out all, as much sugar as we can, and I'm back to exercising. I hate exercising, friends. I hate it. And it's not because I can't do it. I'm not as great a shape as I thought, but I actually made it through my whole workout yesterday and I hurt my ankle. There's one move I do on this workout that hurts my ankle, so I had to get a ankle brace and it came today. So I didn't want to miss a workout. So I did yoga instead, which I haven't done in forever and I've missed it. But boy, am I rusty. So I did that today. But I do feel, I know it's only been 2, but I feel a little bit, I don't know, something feels a little bit different this time. I get right up, I get my workout clothes on, and I come right down. And before I have a cup of tea, before I do anything, I get it done and over with. Because if I don't, and as the day goes on, I'm not going to get it in because there's just so much else going on, and I won't make time for it because it's not a priority, which it should be, but it's not. So I'm telling you all this because I want to keep myself accountable to doing this. I don't really have a goal of what I want to weigh. I figure I'll know that when I get to it. But I do know my first goal is I'd like to have 20 pounds down by June. So I think that's doable. Absolutely. And we'll see how it goes. But my doctor says I'm healthy. Like I had a whole physical here just a few weeks ago, blood work, everything you can think of. And she says I'm a very healthy individual. And I said, but what about my weight? According to your chart over there, I'm obese. And she said, well, that chart is old. She goes, I don't even believe in them. She says, but I would not consider you obese, Lynn. And she said, could you lose some weight? Absolutely. But I feel like you are healthy. And I'm glad she thinks that. But at the end of the day, we all know carrying around extra weight is not good for you. And I had a father who died of a heart attack. I have a grandmother who had heart issues. Every one of her sisters and brothers, almost every one of them passed from heart attacks. And there is diabetes in our family as we get older because of weight issues. And that was my biggest fear because I thought I was showing symptoms of that. We still don't know what's causing my issues, but it wasn't diabetes, thank God, because I really didn't want to have to deal with that. So yeah, I'm back on the track. And I meal prepped all Sunday. I meal prepped everything for the snacks for the week. So I will have healthier choices to pick because that's part of my problem too. Like if things get busy, I just grab whatever and just not buying it. We don't have junk in the we do have junk in the house, but it's our son's and it's not anything I would eat. So I have no issue not eating it. So yeah, we're trying again. And it's a vicious cycle. I get so tired of it, but I'm also tired of being down on myself about it. Like that's getting so old. I am so tired of it. So we're going to try this again and see how it goes. And I do like walking outside and we like hiking and things. So the weather's supposed to be a lot nicer this week. So I think a couple of my workouts, I'm going to go outside and get a couple walks in, even if they're not far, as long as I get something in. I'm trying only to do like 20 minutes a day. Cause again, I know me and anything more than that, I'm going to dread doing it and I won't do it. So wish me luck. Hopefully you'll start seeing a slimmer Lynn in the, video soon. And I want to be healthy. I want to be around for as long as possible, and yeah, it's hard. I'm telling you, I got so desperate. I was almost thinking about going on a GLP-1, which is worse for me because one of the side effects is actually lymphoma cancer. And who's had lymphoma cancer twice? So it's almost like giving me cancer again. But that's how desperate I was to maybe lose the weight. But I've decided after doing more research and stuff, it's not for me. It's just not going to be for me. So I got to do this the old fashioned way, I guess. Yeah, I have a problem, like, I have to do standing yoga because 'cause I'm still having issues with dizziness. I've gone through so many things, so many specialists. They think it's leftover from chemotherapy. So, I'm dealing with that. So, unfortunately, when I try to go downward dog, I stay down because I get so dizzy, I just feel like I'm gonna faint. So, I luckily have found a standing practice that I can do, that helps, but I do miss doing a full yoga practice, and, hopefully I don't know if we're ever gonna figure out what's causing the dizzy spells, but I'm getting pretty sick of them. Tell you the truth. Um, thank you. I mean, like I said, I look at something and I gain weight. It's just so hard. Yeah, like Weight Watchers really worked for me. One, because you weren't counting calories, we were counting points. And they do have a new program out, and it's for women of a certain age who are going through or have been through menopause. Because my doctor did say it is notoriously harder to lose weight after menopause. She said you are not alone in that. It made me feel a little bit better, but it still makes me frustrated. I'm thinking about signing up again for it, though the price of it has gotten a lot more expensive than when I was doing it. Um, so I've thought about it to see if that will help doing like 3 months and see. But I did like the points. I had the app. I could scan anything I was eating or put into what the ingredients were, and it would figure out the points for me. I really liked it, and it worked for me. Like I said, I lost in total, I think around 60 pounds before I stopped, and I was almost at my goal. I was maybe 20 pounds from my goal because they make you pick one. I wish I'd picked the one I had picked at 60 pounds, but yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't. Now I'm going to have to look this up. Yes. Yep. Some of the yoga I do is in the chair. Absolutely. So, oh yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, they stick around. My oncologist called it my new normal. And some of them they never even heard of. So I'm in a book somewhere because I had some side effects they never heard of, so they had to add them. So, unfortunately, cancer doesn't end when you are in remission or cured, whatever you want to call it. It is never it's never it's never away from you ever. You think about it all the time. At least I do. Maybe we should form a support group. Maybe we should. Absolutely. I would be down for that. We could try doing a Instagram or a Facebook page or something. Hello, Catherine. Thanks for coming in. I think, Catherine, you were in New Brunswick, right? I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Okay, now that I've rounded off enough about personal stuff, which I had no intention of going there, obviously it's on my mind. Let's go back to some fun questions. Let me see. Oh, do you like to crochet or knit, whichever you want, with a TV on, music, or complete silence? I like that one. That's a good one. I'm from New Brunswick. Okay. Okay. Calgary. I think there's another Catherine that is also on here, but I think she currently lives in St. John. Pretty sure. I'll wait till some of your answers come in and then I'll tell you what I usually do when I crochet. It's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. I have to have background noise. I like to listen to true crime podcasts. My mother loves those. Okay, yes. Silence. Okay, you are the one with the last name Lyons because that's my main. Excuse me, that's my maiden name, and my mother just couldn't believe that when I told her. TV or audiobooks or music. TV. Okay. I typically have TV on. I usually am watching one of my crochet shows or Law and Order, which I absolutely love. Of course, all my shows right now are gone because of the Olympics, but I love the new show Watson. I love that. It's a take on Sherlock Holmes, which I love. I've watched, I think, all the TV series that they've done, the ones in Britain and the ones here. Um, So I like watching them, but they're not on right now because of the Olympics. And of course, my cooking shows, which there aren't very many anymore. They seem to all gone to like game show type shows now on the Food Network, which is kind of disappointing. But that's what I like. But I watch a lot of YouTube when I'm crocheting. Sometimes I just have soothing music on, which is why I pick soothing music for my videos. If you all are wondering, in between when I'm not talking or whatever, I have like soothing music playing. I do that for a reason because I know a lot of you told me you crochet or knit while you're watching my videos. So that's why I put that in there because I know I like it. So I can TV. I could never knit when I learned a few years ago. My friend Natalie taught me, and I was really great at booties. Oh, booties and scarves. I could knit like crazy, but anything else I would have a hard time with. But I couldn't watch a movie with my husband while I knitted. I could not because I had to concentrate that hard. And I find with crocheting, unless it's a brand new pattern, which I would never start a movie and try a new pattern, I would always have something that I know how to do by heart. I could never do it while watching a movie, but I can with this. So, I do like the soothing music in some of your videos. Perfect. Wonderful. Yeah, I searched for a lot. It took a lot to find some that I enjoyed, but I think the ones I've been using, I like them. I like listening to them. So, um, I was just looking at my schedule for this month for all the videos I want to do, and I'd love to get ahead by a couple of weeks just in case, but I can't fit it in. I just can't. Funny thing is most of my videos I put out on Saturdays. If you're wondering, that's kind of why I was doing Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I just couldn't keep up with the schedule anymore. Most of my Saturday videos are made throughout a whole week, sometimes a little more. And so I just haven't been able to get ahead. And then I still film for my other channel. So I just can't seem to get ahead on that one either. And I really, really was scrambling this week. I was in a panic thinking I wasn't going to get it out tonight, but I made it. I managed to get it all done, edited, uploaded, and everything by tonight. So, because that's the thing. Sometimes my uploading takes forever. And it's been like that since before Christmas. So, oh, I'm glad I had a lot. That was so much fun to make. And I was so panicked about it because, like I was saying, I was worried, especially when you're part of a collaboration, right? You have a day, you're supposed to put it out. I know I've hosted collaborations, so I know how stressful it is to host them too. But I didn't want to let Angela down, but I got it out there. But the next one I'm starting on tomorrow because that's going to take several weeks, that video. There's a little spoiler to share with you. So, and when I say that freeze-dried ranch was amazing, it was so good. So yummy. And I will be sharing the short for the pizza sauce this week. So you'll be seeing that in a couple of days. What day? It's Tuesday, Lynn. I'm like, what day is it? It's Tuesday. You're live. You go live Tuesdays. You put a video out on your other channel. Oh, I think full retirement. When my husband retires, I see why my mother, when they retired after a couple months, she went out and bought calendars because they never knew what day of the week it was. And when my husband was on vacation through the Christmas holidays, if he asked me one more time, what day is it? I was going to lose it. So I see why they got calendars, because when you don't have to get up and go somewhere, you forget the day. She said she did it mainly to remember all the doctor's appointments, which is kind of depressing, but I see what she meant about not knowing what day of the week it was. To knit, I don't really, because I don't knit, and most of the people I watch only crochet, with the exception of, let me go see, just let me finish the stitch. I will put down here a couple of links for some of the channels that knit too. Let's see. Okay. Nope, we don't want that channel. I don't want that. I want this channel. trying to find my subscriptions here. Oh, I'm almost to 2,100 subscribers on this channel. Whoop, whoop. 25 more and I'm there. I can't believe that because I never in a million years thought I would even, I was wondering if I'd even get to 1,000 at one point. So, okay. I know her name, but I don't know if her channel is this. Where did you go? I want home. YouTube. There we go. I put my laptop up higher this week too, just so I would have room to crochet, and I like it. And you can see the stuff behind me a little bit easier too, I think. Okay. What is her channel name? I just watched her. She does knitting, and I think she teaches knitting too. You'll have to go in and look at her past videos. I only found her actually during Vlogmas. And I really, really like her. She is so sweet and upbeat, and I think you'll really like her channel. So here's this one. Thank you. I was hoping somebody in the chat would let you know. Oh, thank you. Well, you know what? I will put it up here. Give me just a second. One of the things I'm trying to get better at. Self-promotion, because I stink at it. My husband's always like, where's your business cards? I'm like, I don't have any. He goes, why didn't you bring any with you? And I'm like, because I stink at self-promotion. Well, that's his channel. You all know that one. So I think they're feeling a little left out over on that channel because I haven't gone live in so long on my homestead channel. Okay, that's my channel. Very, okay. And, okay, that's her. That's Hollyana. And there's one more that does both. Let me see if I can find. She does knitting machine, though. Is that something you would be interested in? She does the knitting machine. Is that what it's called? The knitting machine? I borrowed this from my friend Tasha. She let me borrow it to see if I like it before I buy one. I don't like it. I just don't think it's going to be for me. I just like the look of crochet. Maybe someday I'll learn Tunisian if I want something to look knit. But I think I prefer the look of crochet over that. I don't know. I just, you know, maybe I should try it some more. I don't know. But it's not my favorite. And because she does, yeah. So this one that I'm thinking of, she does a lot of knitting machine. And I think she's got some tutorials on it. Again, I found this lady during Vlogmas. Sarah. Copy. And she does a lot of the knitting machine. Yeah, it's something I've toyed a little bit with. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I have enough on my plate without learning another new thing, you know, especially where I want to do the needlepoint, the embroidery. So maybe next week I'll haul that out, that kit I bought like over a month ago, and try it and work on it like on one of the lives and see how it goes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's something I shouldn't try unless I'm concentrating or something. 1, 2, 3. Switch to the white. What did I do with my scissors? There they are. I just learned crochet a few years ago, and I absolutely love it, and thought if I knit too, would add some brain cells or take away. Yep. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please remember to hit the thumbs up. I'm always terrible about telling people that too, reminding everyone. YouTube puts so much pressure on you for that. The algorithm. And I'm like, I told my husband, I didn't even know what algorithm meant. 5 years ago. And now I get so caught up in it. Oh, I remember I had to ask my son, what is an algorithm? What the heck are they talking about? Okay, time for another fun question. Let me just count one more so I don't forget where I am. What's another good one? Oh, this is a nice one. What is something that made you happy this week, big or small? What is something that made you happy this week? I like that. We always focus too much on the negative, so at least I do. I'm glass half empty kind of girl, unfortunately, but I will say a lot of that I think comes from 3 decades as a military wife. Kind of learned not to plan anything, or at least, I mean, it kind of knocked it out of me, like real fast. I have to think too. What is something? I mean, we're only into Tuesday, so it can be anything within the last week. If something happened great to you already this week, I love that for you. But we'll say within the last week, what is something great that made you happy this week? Watching the skating. Yeah, I absolutely love watching the skating and the stories that come out. Man, they get me. I blubber up terribly. Something that made me happy this week. I know this is terrible. I mean, my Lily dog always makes me happy. She certainly helps heal the heartache from losing our pug. Oh, something that made me happy and a bit sad. So when we had to send our pug over the Rainbow Bridge a few weeks ago, I was in a state, like it just wasn't thinking. And we got home, and a couple days later, I'm like, I forgot to ask the vet to do the paw print that they usually do. I completely forgot. Now, I had made ornaments this Christmas with both the dog's paw prints because we kind of saw the writing on the wall for Pug out of clay, and I had them dry and I hung them on the tree. So I knew I had that. But I was like, our daughter would like to get his paw print as a tattoo, a small tattoo. And I was just like, I can't believe I forgot that. And my husband's like, well, with everything that was happening in the mail this past week, we got a sympathy card from our vet, and in it, I'm not going to cry, on cardstock was Puggy's paw print, and they had clipped a piece of his fur, and that was in a little baggie attached to the paw print. So that made me happy and a little bit sad, but I was so happy to see that. And Grace was happy. She was so happy to see it. And we have it next to his little picture, next to his urn on our fireplace. So I am grateful. We have a great vet office. And the note they wrote was just so sweet about how much they loved seeing Pug come into the vet, and they're so sorry. And yeah, so that was a pretty good thing that happened this past week, I will say. So, and it's a perfect paw print. It's just his little paw. It wasn't very big. He just had little feet. And our daughter wants to get his name with the paw print on her for a tattoo. So, okay, finishing the seed stitch. Okay, yeah, I seen seed stitch for crochet too, and I love the look of it. So there's so many new stitches I want to try, and I have to live to be 200 to do everything I want. No, I didn't mean to make you cry. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, hey, what is that expression? A mom is only as happy as her unhappiest child. So, absolutely. I am so happy for your son. That is fabulous. Thank goodness. I will say that one of the things we found out on our trip, that Aiden is not going to have a hard time finding a job when we move. They, like, literally, he's going to have his pick of where he can probably work. And we heard that from everywhere we went down there. So he's pretty excited about that. Sam Donald on the Super Bowl. I have no idea who that is. I think the Seahawks won. Being a New England girl, you know, my family grew up rooting for the Patriots, but yeah, I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, as long as you like your sister, it could be awful if you don't, but it sounds like you do. So, very welcome. Yes, congrats to your son. So, oh, see, I don't know anything about it, but and they ruined him. Oh, so yeah. Oh my goodness. I will say it's only Tuesday, but I gotta say it feels like it should be Thursday. Boy, wasn't January an awful long? I mean, it's we always say this, right? Every January, you know, oh, the 100 days of January. But this January, and I'm sure partly is because we did lose our puggy boy, but man, and all the snow. Like we had record-breaking snow in January for this area. So maybe that was it. But man, that was a long month. I couldn't wait to see it end. So yay. And I got to make my ornament. There's something on my face. Yeah. I got to make my ornament. All the scraps I've been saving all month. I saved way more than I needed. If you saw that video on Saturday, I got to make my ornament. So I can't, that's going to be fun to do at the beginning of each month, the previous month scraps and making the ornament. Still trying to think. Love her to pieces. That's lovely. I love that. Still trying to think of a way to label the months. I kind of thought I'd like to do maybe something in the shape of a hook, a crochet hook, and then put the month with the year on the crochet hook. Like maybe I could get my husband to cut me out some crochet hook shapes, like little ones, and I could use my Cricut and put vinyl lettering with the date, the month and the year on it. I thought about something like that that could dangle off the ornament or even hang from the ornament. Like you could use that to hang the ornament. I've thought of that. I've thought of just a simple tag. Like there's a couple of things. I need to come up with something because I got to start labeling them because I don't want to mix them up with the previous months, right? Like I really need to come up with it before I go on to February so I don't mix up which month is what month. I mean, I could always put something temporary on it, a piece of paper, you know, somewhere on it, taped it on or whatever, but I've got to come up with something. And it's just my husband having the time to cut them out. This is why he says he needs to retire, so he has the time to do all the stuff he wants. Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, I like the crochet hook label idea. That would be cute. Okay, yeah, maybe oh, oh, you know what? I'm thinking, you know how they had those little travel crochet hooks on keychains? If I could still find any, those would be cute to use if I could figure out a way to attach them. But I don't think I'd have any way to do. Yeah, I need them flat. That's not going to work. Never mind. Not with the idea I had. That's not going to work. We'll ditch that idea. I think the wooden thing is probably going to be the way to go. Or our son's been thinking about getting a 3D printer. I kind of put the idea in his head, really. And maybe trying to have a little side hustle of making some extra money by having a 3D printer. Because I told him there's several things crocheting and canning wise. I would love if he could figure out a way to make me something to hold all my canning lids and rings that he could 3D print that would fit them perfectly. But I said, there's so many things in the crochet accessory world that you could make me. So he could maybe make me the hooks somehow, but then they'd be 3D. I don't really want them 3D. I kind of have this picture of like a flat wooden hook, but I don't know. We will think of something. I got to think of something quick. Or like I said, I'll just tape a piece of paper if I have to. Oh, it's much cooler in here now. I was probably having a hot flash is probably what I was having. Fun. Because, oh, yeah, because, again, this is probably too much information, but I got to go through all of the Big M twice. because I said to my doctor after my hysterectomy, what's the deal? I'm having all these issues, and I already went through all this when cancer put me into menopause in my 30s. What's going on? She said I must have still had just enough hormone still pumping through my body enough that when I had the hysterectomy, it completely. So I'm going through it a second time, which I just don't think is fair. Quite frankly, I don't think it's fair at all. So yeah, not fair at all. Like, I mean, seriously, haven't I been through enough? They say the Lord doesn't give you more than you can handle. And I said, at this point, he must, and Dolly Parton's favorite comment, I just wish he didn't trust me so much. Or what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I always say, then I should be able to bench press a truck now. Because, man, but yeah. So I think I was saying, yeah, once was bad enough, and it was awful because I was also going through chemotherapy at the same time. It was not fun. It was not a fun time at all. And going through it a second time was not much fun either. And I just don't think it's fair. And I think that's what it was. I was having a hot flash. Oh, I haven't even had that much sugar. I have not had hardly any sugar today. So that's good. Too much sugar will definitely bring them on. Another reason to cut back on the sugar. That's the other thing. I'm not going to lie and say I never liked sweets and sugar before the big M, but since it, I literally crave it. And my cousin was telling me the same thing, that she's crazy with her sugar. I told her she needs to go get checked for diabetes because I'm a little bit worried about her with some of the spells she's been having. But she's like crazy. But she says, you literally, like, I would crave it. I could not eat enough of it. And I never was like that before. Like I liked my sugar, and I used to joke and say, I don't have a sweet tooth, I have sweet teeth. And I come by it naturally. My mother, my grandmother, my sister, my aunts, they are all sugar addicts, candy. But I just find that's gotten worse since. So I am definitely cutting back. David's cut way back. He won't even have his tea. Well, if he didn't take so much, I mean, I use organic cane sugar, but at the end of the day, it's still sugar. But he puts a lot of sugar in his tea. And I told him, you just got to cut back. I'm down to like half a teaspoon of honey in my tea. And that's as low as I'm willing to go because I got to have some honey. Because I also eat honey for my allergies, my local honey. Since I started doing that 12 years ago, I, knock on wood, have not had allergies. And I used to suffer greatly from seasonal allergies. June and September were miserable for me. And since I did the local honey, so I got to have some honey in my tea. I've even cut back how much tea I'm drinking. So I'm not having as much honey every day, but yeah. Yep, I have. I'm not going to lie. I have. Everything can turn out. Yeah, everything. Yes, we are. My grandmother Lyons is where I learned about tea because she always had tea, and she always had to have cookies with her tea. Always had, and whenever I have anyone over, and I always have to have a little something out. If I know someone's coming, I baked something, or I always have to have something out with the tea. And I learned that from Grammy. Her favorite, though, she never drank loose leaf. Hers was always red rose, red rose tea, and we'd have to get it from Canada. My grandmother was originally from Canada. She grew up in Deer Island, New Brunswick, but she married my grandfather, who's an American, and came over to the States. But she would go over to get her red rose tea, always. Yeah, it just seems like everything gets worse with it. Like, wow, women really have it rough. Like, we really, really do. Yep, always do. Yes. Red rose for sure. Yep. Yep. I prefer the Irish teas, the black teas. I'm not a big fan of orange pico as much as I used to be. I will drink it. It has to be a certain brand. Red rose I will drink, but some of them are just terrible. There's one that we got not thinking when we stopped for supper on our way down. We stopped at Dysart's because You have to when you're there. And oh, I had the best chicken pot pie. It was amazing. Like it was so good. And I asked for a cup of tea because we've been traveling, right? And even though I had hot tea in the truck, I wanted tea to eat to warm up while we waited for supper because it was so cold traveling 2 weeks ago. Anyway, not thinking, and they brought me Lipton. And when I tell you it's gross, it is gross. I said to my Dave was like, what's wrong? I'm like, it tastes like the bag. All I can taste is the bag. It was awful. I didn't even drink it. I couldn't drink it. I end up just getting some water because it's bad if I can't drink it. So yeah, I definitely like the strong teas. I mean, my tea is as strong as most people's coffee. So my son's out there talking with my husband, and he does not know. He does not realize how loud he is. So if you hear anything, it's him. Oh, he went to go to work yesterday morning. Thank goodness my husband was off because he's part-time right now until he has to be here in Canada. He has to go part-time so many days of the year or he loses his pension. Isn't that lovely? Because they punish him for working too much. So he has to go part-time for a couple of months. So he's on his part-time right now, which means he works like 3 days a week this month. This month he has to do a whole week because it's a short month, but he works part-time this month and next month. So he had off yesterday, and good thing he was already up because our son had to go in early because he was out. I'm going to help unload the truck that was coming into work, and his car wouldn't start again. This car it has been a money sucker this winter, which we knew it was going to be. And it's still cheaper than a car payment and stuff. But I am so over it. And like our truck had to have work a couple of weeks ago. And especially before we traveled, we knew we had to when we found out, we're like, well, we have to get it done because we're traveling. But now we think his starter has gone. So the boys ordered a new one. It came today, and they are hopefully going to be putting that on this weekend so he can have his car back because he works Friday, and that means my husband's going to have to drive him to work and pick him up, which is not that big a deal, but it is that big a deal because it's cold and dark. No one likes going out after a certain time, but oh yeah, it looks like he just had the alternator changed. Did we do that before Christmas? It was literally New Year's, the day after New Year's. He went out to go to work and the car wouldn't start. So fun. I'm done adulting. Like, I don't want to be the adult anymore. And he helps pay what he can. But like I said, where he doesn't have a lot of hours, there's not a lot, but he went half. We went half with him on the alternator, and we went half with him on the starter. Luckily, it was only $100, so $50 for us, $50 for him. So I'm grateful for that. And the boys can. Oops, I was supposed to change color. See, not paying attention. The boys will be able to do it themselves. We hope. So hopefully we'll save on that. Because if not, we're looking at like anywhere from $900 to $1,200. Like what? So. Like I said, I don't want to be an adult anymore. This adult thing's been fun, but I've had enough. Oh. Okay, we gotta do another question. Let's see what we got. Oh, no. I'm trying. I'm looking at. Have you? No. Do you craft to relax, be productive, or both? I want to say, well, I crochet to save money, but we don't save money. Though I guess we do, because like a sweater I make is going to last me like forever. Like, you were saying that baby set that you had as a baby, it still looks great. So I guess in a way it saves money, but you know what I mean. I'd certainly craft for mental health. I love doing it. It certainly helps any anxiety I have, any stress I have. I enjoy it. It brings me happiness. And I do feel productive when I finish something. Mary Beth, both. Yep. Oh, and I kind of stretch on that same topic. I think a few of you kind of answered this already, but do you crochet or knit to make money? And is that through craft fairs? Is that through custom orders? I would love to know if any of you make money from your crocheting or knitting. Yep. Yep, me too. Exactly. Yep, both. Both. Yep. What I'd love to do with these lives going forward down the road, I would love to start having some special guests come on and maybe do have a topic or occasionally. The whole point of this is I don't want any pressure. I just want to be, grab a cup of tea or a coffee or whatever you're drinking, a snack, your project you're working on, and we all just work together and kind of chat. I want to make it feel kind of like our crochet group. We just can't get together in person. So this is kind of like the next best thing. But I would like to have some people join me for different topics that I'm interested in. I think other people would be, and just to have a good time. I did that a lot on my other channel, and that was always enjoyable. It kind of helps it go too when you have a little bit more back and forth. So it's just getting people to answer me when I ask them if they would like to, but I'm not a big enough channel for most people to bother with. So it might have to be further down the road. I'm going to try and make money. I just spend money. I don't make any. I enjoy your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And there's just this other thing that bothers me. And I found this on my other channel. It's like, and what really bothers me, it seems to come from women more than men. Like, nobody wants to help other channels grow. I always try. I'm constantly on my other channel. I had so many people on lives that were just starting out or had small amount, and I wanted to help them, so they would come on and help grow their channel. A couple of them have totally ghosted me, and it's like once they grew bigger, they said goodbye. But that's neither here nor there. But I just can't get over how many people don't want to help others. And it's like there's enough YouTube out there for all of us. There's billions of people in this world who watch YouTube. And, just because someone watches my channel doesn't mean they can't watch yours, or vice versa. We post different days, we do different things, or even if we do similar things, it's still fun to see it from another person's perspective. And it shocked me. It really, really did. Now, I have met a lot of great friends doing YouTube, which I am so grateful for. I mean, one I've become very close with. Some I've met in person and we're friends. So, I mean, that has been a blessing that I didn't see coming. But I'm always shocked at how many people it's like, nope, no room in the pool. We don't want anything to do with you. Oh, you only have subscribers. We call us back when you have at least 25,000 or 50,000, or you're getting more than a few hundred views a video or whatever. It's shocking. It really is. And it really irritates me when it's other women. As women and our special, sisterhood we should be supporting other women and building each other up. And that's how I feel anyway. And it just, it bothered me. So man, I am just ranting tonight, and I apologize. I did not plan on that. All these things coming out. So I apologize for that. Oh my goodness. Just for myself and Christmas for gifts. I want to try to make gifts for my family for Christmas this year. I do enjoy making gifts. Again, here we go. I promise it won't. Though I am always nervous when I do gift somebody something I've made. And that's not just crochet. It could be something I've like cooked or baked, canned, freeze dried, anything like that. But especially something I made because it's so personal and not everybody loves crochet and knitted things. They're wrong, but not everybody does. So it can be a little nerve wracking. And I'm my own worst critic too. So I try to be careful about who I do give Christmas gifts to. Um, and if it's someone I'm not sure of, I try to make sure it's something useful. Hat, mittens, scarf, things like that. I have done custom with too much pressure. Okay. Yeah, I know it's not going to be anything right away because there's just too much else going on right now, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about down the road if doing a website and taking custom orders. But even then, it has to be I would have to put a limit on how many like say I put up oh, I don't know, some kind of amigurumi stuffy. I put up an axolotl and 150 people want one. I'm going to have to limit it because I am one person and I'm not extremely slow, but I'm also not as fast crocheter as some people out there. Some people, man, I can't get over how fast they go. It's like they have some kind of motor on their hands or something. But still, that would take a long time. So that's what I'm worried about. Like, I mean, I'm worried I would never get any orders and I'm worried I would get too many. So I would have to, I think, somehow put, this is only limited to like 25 and understand that there would be, a 4 to 6 week turnaround before I got them, So that's why I always just try to make a bunch of things ahead of time and sell them, but it never fails when I do that. Somebody will say, "Oh, I really like this, but could you make it in, these colors instead?" um Thank you. Well, Evelyn and Mary Beth, thank you. And I know it sounds silly, but I do consider you all friends. We talk once a week. We may not know each other in person, but, I've shared a lot of stuff here. So I guess we are friends now. Oh, that's lovely. Yep. Oh, that's lovely. Please let me know when you're up and running. One, I'd love to have you come on here. If you'd like to promote your channel, we could absolutely have you on here as a live. I would love that. And I'd love to share your channel because I don't consider myself a teacher. My aunt says, when you move closer, you got to teach me how to crochet. And oh, I hope I can because just even doing that tutorial last Saturday, I was nervous. Because I just don't consider myself a teacher. And I'm trying to remember what it was like when I was beginning. So I try to teach from that perspective, but I had a couple complaints about the video I put out with the tutorial. So I guess I got to change some things or figure out how I'm going to do it. So, but yes, Evelyn, I would love to have you on to talk about your channel and to help you share the word out there. I know my friend Tasha has tried many, many times to do knitting classes. Many. She's set things up. She's put a price. You'll leave with a finished product, things like that. And nobody ever signs up. People just don't sign up. And so she's pretty much given that up. She's doing more sewing and quilting lessons than she is knitting. So Grace has no interest in it, which is fine. Maybe when she gets a little older, but it's just this is harder for her. For those of you who don't know, Grace is autistic. And it's just not something which I'm fine with. I do wish I had somebody I could pass it on to or share it with, but she loves the things I make and she makes requests. And I'm happy with that too. So that's okay. It's crochet and coffee go together. Are you already on YouTube? I ask because I'm gonna. Yes. Crochet and coffee go together. Let me find you here. Coffee and crochet go together. Love the name. Okay. Evelyn right there. I'm subscribing and we're going to click. I'm going to get your link so we can share it right here and paste. There you go. Lynn, you look like my niece. Thank you. I hope I hope that's a good thing. Hello, Linda. So glad you could stop in. So there's Evelyn's link right here that you can go check out. I just subscribed. So, oh, I see you bought Ashley Shoemaker's crochet hooks. I'm not gonna lie, they look amazing, but they were way out of my budget for right now. They were pricey, and I get it because they're made in Texas, but I'm really curious to try the silicone handles. So that was something. If you ever want to do a live, let me know. You can reach out to me. I'm going to give you my email here. This is for anyone. Anyone has any questions? I meant to put my email in the description for last week's video in case anyone had any questions about it. You could email me and I could talk you through anything. But here, why do I always forget how to spell steeped? You wouldn't believe how often I forget how to spell it because I feel like there should be 2 P's, but we all know it's 2 E's in 1 P because then it would be stepped. Steeped, hooked and steeped with Lynn at gmail.com. Just subscribe. There you go. Evelyn, congratulations. Here I am complaining about my weight loss and you never said that you lost. That's wonderful. That's a good idea. Maybe when I reach my first goal, if I reach my first goal by June, I will treat myself to some of the hooks. Are they worth it? In your opinion, do you think they're worth it? I've seen lots of good things about them. So yes, let's get boy, I'm just looking at my YouTube page here real quick. There's a lot of crocheters live right now. I picked the worst day of the week. I think I should have picked maybe Thursdays or something. So they are worth it. Okay, maybe that'll be my treat. Instead of treating myself to food or yarn, I will. Yes, I like that. It's a woman business. You know, when she's a single mom, and I know she's going through a lot right now with her son and his heart surgery. I think this is like his 4th or 5th one he's having. So I like that idea too. It just in Canadian money, they were very, very expensive. I mean, I say that, but when I think of what I paid for my furls crochet hooks, I mean, granted, I got mine clearanced because I didn't pay full price. I waited till they were clearanced, but they're pretty pricey too, which is why I don't have a lot of them and why the few I do have, I only have one from a certain set. I don't have a whole set is what I'm saying of a particular I wanted to say flavor, but they're not flavor, colors or designs or whatnot. They're pretty pricey. So, so Evelyn, you have to tell me, how did you lose the weight? Did you, if you want, that was kind of rude. I apologize. If you don't want to tell us, you do not have to. I apologize for that. That was kind of rude. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, I have more than I will ever probably need, and yet I go for the same 2 or 3 every time, which is hysterical. Okay, let's see how big. Wow, we've almost been on for 2 hours. That's awesome. I was hoping to do 2 hours, so we got 15, 16, I guess, more minutes. And I got to find another question to ask you all, but I'm going to show you my sweater here. It has grown quite large. There we go. Hard to believe this turns into a cardigan, isn't it? And if you've never made one, it's supposed to be wonky and curl up. that's totally how it's supposed to look. So if we put it together, you can kind of see it's a little baby cardigan right now. Nope, that's wrong. The hardest part is figuring out what point goes to what. No, that's wrong too. So it's point 1 and 2 go together. Uh-oh. Did I make a mistake? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're frogging it. There's supposed to be 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5. I screwed up. I should have been keeping track. We're frogging. We're frogging. We're frogging. Darn it. Where did I go wrong? Oh, I know another thing I want to treat myself to. I love my new yarn winder because it's much larger and I don't have to hold the yarn while I'm winding, but I really want an electric one. I really, really do. I'm not going to lie, especially for frogging things. I think it would be better. So oh, yikes. Yeah. Here I am. See, I was all cocky. Oh, I can make this and talk and crochet at the same time. No, I can't. I should just stuck to dishcloths like last time. Oh, hopefully it's not too far. All right, while I'm frogging, let's see if we got. We already asked that. We already asked that. Already asked that. Already asked that. Already asked you that. Have you started a project and instantly regretted it? Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, right here. This is where. Yep. Oh, it's actually not that far. That's good. Okay. That is good. I guess for me, it's this one. Yep. Yeah, it's just, this is loops and thread, this white, and that teal color is Red Heart Super Saver, one of my favorites. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I don't know if anyone else notices this, but I've noticed most of the Red Heart is a lot softer than it used to be. Like this Super Saver is much softer than I think it used to be. It's not as stiff feeling. I find it much softer. So I don't know if they've changed things or what, but okay. Let me see where I am here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here. This is where 6 was supposed to be. So I think I got to take out 2 more rows. Oh, Linda, you're working on a pot holder. I am working on a hexagon cardigan that I really need to have done by March for the Knit City show, I guess, that my husband and I are going to in March for the weekend. It's the first time I've ever been to one. They go to quite a few cities in Canada. I don't think they're in the States. It's a mother-daughter company that puts these on. They just had their big one in British Columbia, which looks so much fun. Actually, I think that was a retreat they went to. There is a retreat coming up here that's at a spa that I've always wanted to go to around here, but it was way out of my price range. But if you go with a friend, you can go for 3 days. Some spa things are included. There's some things I probably wouldn't go to, but it just looks like it'd be so much fun. It's crochet and knit. Your meals are all taken care of. Your accommodations are all taken care of. One of the things you make is included in the price. And if you and a friend can go, it's around $400 or $500 for 3 days. I didn't think it was that bad. Your meals are all included, so you don't have to have extra for meals. Your room for 3 days. It looks like fun, but and then there's another one in Bathurst, New Brunswick in June. I was hoping my friend Tasha would be up for a girls' trip, but she has a lot of craft shows starting in June, so she can't go. So I was kind of disappointed. Maybe when we're living closer, I can go to it. Maybe I'll make a friend down home that is into crocheting or something. Yeah, they are, you're right. Most of them are much softer. Um, what I've noticed with a lot of yarns is, and it doesn't matter, it's a lot of them, except for the ones that have the center pull tab for you to pull, the yarn barf has been awful. And I mean, it's been everything from my cotton yarn to my acrylics. I don't know what's going on. What, but I'm really, really getting frustrated with it. There you go. My first yarn was Super Saver because that's all I had access to for one when I first started. That's what I would, buy it at Walmart or whatever. So I love it. My grandmother always liked it. So thank you so much. Yes. See, it has been okay. I'm not the only one. I don't understand. I won't take that as a negative. I'll take that as a compliment, Linda. I don't understand what's going on. Like, ew, it drives me because I hate it when I have to spend 20 or even 30 minutes fixing that before I can even start my project. Like, I'm ready to crochet. Let's crochet. Don't make me spend time fixing the yarn barf. And if more companies would do the yarn pull, it would not happen. Just saying. Okay, I think I found my mistake. I only had to take out a couple rows. That makes me feel better. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, even the pattern will tell you, make sure you keep track that you have 6 points at all times, because that's the hexagon, hence the name, 6 sides. And I wasn't paying attention. Oh, here's a good question. I actually asked it in my video this week, but I'm going to ask you all it anyway. Do you all, when you get a new pattern, do you read the whole pattern even once? We'll say once. I know some people do a couple of times, but do you read the whole pattern first before you start? Or do you kind of just glance at it and jump right in? Yeah. Oh, or we should definitely get a discount from the yarn companies. Jeez. Okay. Right here. You were supposed to be a point. 2. Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky. My husband is like the world's best detangler. I tell him all the time, people would pay you to detangle. He is so because I lose my patience and I just start cutting and then putting it together. He's like, no, let me. He is so good at it. He can detangle jewelry too. He gets necklaces untangled quite, but it just okay. Okay, I just jump right in. Okay. Okay. I'm terrible. I know I do look it over once. I'm trying to be better at reading patterns that are especially brand new. I'm trying to be better at reading them. But especially if they say easy, I don't read them. I know I should, but I don't. If they're difficult and it's something new, I do read them, but I don't even read them as often as I should. I kind of do it as I go along. And I know that's terrible. You should always read patterns, always. But I don't. I don't read them as often as I should. But I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better. Because it's like you really can't blame the designer if you don't read the patterns before you start. So I think I'm lucky. I just was thinking of Linda's comment. I learned through video and patterns. Like I definitely learned, like I had a friend teach me the simple stitches. Oh, that first thing I crocheted, I didn't know to chain after each row. And I couldn't figure out why I was making a scarf, I think, why it was getting like more and more narrow as it went. And I used the biggest hook I could find. I think it was like a 10 acrylic hook. I picked it because I liked the color. And I mean, the holes in this thing were like this big. I don't even know where that is anymore. I think I just took it all apart and went and got the right hook is what I did. But yeah, and then I would go to YouTube for some things, and then I started reading patterns like right away. Because I didn't want to just rely on video. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did because I do see a lot of people say, I don't know how to read patterns. Now I don't know how to read the diagrams. I admit it. I'm sure if I took the time and because my friend always she said, I just take the diagrams and I write out the words that each like the little symbols mean and then go by that. But I don't even do that. I would love to do a Graphghan. That has always been on my bucket list of things I want to crochet. I see them and they're just so amazing and I want to do one so bad, but I just, yeah, I'm nervous because a lot of times they are the symbols and I just don't, I'm worried that I just couldn't do it. But that is definitely something I want to try. Okay, we fixed it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Yay. And I only had to take out, I think 2 rows maybe. So that's good. So I have to read a pattern through at least twice. I should specify that that's for knitting. I know. I think it's just one of those things where it's the only thing I can have on my to-do list and just concentrate. I mean, just color work alone is not one of my favorite things to do when it's a lot of colors. I have done a few blankets. I made my dad an American flag blanket. That was a lot of color changes. And I was new to crocheting then. I still can't believe I tackled that project, but I didn't even know about blocking the stars back then. But yeah, I definitely want to do a Graphghan. When I see ones of especially people get turned into patterns from pictures of people, oh, I would love to make one of my dad for my mom. I would love to do that. So yeah. That's definitely on my bucket list to do a Graphghan. I have a lot of things. Like I said, I gotta live to be 200 to make everything I want. My pattern thing alone has got enough in it to keep me busy for the rest of my life and then some. And I added some more patterns to my pattern organization the other day because there was a sale on Etsy by a couple of my favorite designers, MJ Off the Hook, one of them. She had a huge sale and she had a couple of, actually, I just printed it off. She had a couple of patterns I've been looking at and they were like 60% off. So I may not be buying yarn, but I've been buying a lot of patterns, it seems. But it was like a summery vest kind of thing. And I've been wanting to try that. I'm still waiting for the rest of my Hirschner's order to come that I ordered December 27th. They're cotton. And I'm seeing ads on Instagram and Facebook all for this cotton. And I'm like, where is mine? It's been delayed 3 times now. It was supposed to come January 22nd. And then they said it was going to come February 2nd. And now I think it's saying February 26th before we see it. I did get one packet of it. The one colors that I don't want to make the top in, of course, those are the ones they sent me. So I'm still waiting on them. I did get the rest of my, what the heck was that called? Plush. It used to be a Joann's brand, and now Hirschner's is selling it, and I think Michael's. I did get the rest of that. Those showed up. But my husband wants me to make him American flag blanket. There's several patterns out there. I think the one I made for Dad was Red Heart, actually, if I remember correctly. It was a while ago. Yeah, I think it would. There's another thing that good happened to me this week that made me smile, that made me feel happy and sad at the same time. We got my dad's memory shadow box back finally from Michael's. I took his flag that was at his service in Maine and his veteran's hat with the pins, the 2 bullet casings that the honor guard shot over him at his service in Maine, and I took his picture from when he joined the military, his basic training picture, and I cropped it and they put it in, and it is stunning. The only problem is it is literally 4 times bigger than we thought it was going to be, which I should have realized just from the price alone, which I wasn't going to pay, but my husband insisted on paying for it. for me. And I was like, I was not going to pay that much, but it was ridiculous, honestly, what we paid for it. But it is beautiful. It came out stunning. But it was originally going to go above my chair here on this wall, and it won't fit. It has to go in our living room because it needs a huge wall. So I'm a little disappointed because I really wanted it out here. Maybe when we move, I'll be able to have it in my crochet room. But it turned out beautiful. So that was kind of a happy thing too. We've been waiting for that to come back for about a month now. So yeah, I would love to do a blanket for her. I really would. Oh, really? I seen her advertising that. So far, I haven't had any problems with her designs except for the Easter bunny that I made, the rustic farmhouse bunny, the ears with the pipe cleaners. Oh my gosh. One, I'm having a hard time finding pipe cleaners the size I want. And when I do find them, I can't get over how expensive they are. Like, when did pipe cleaners become so expensive? You have to sell an organ to buy them. It's insane. I'm having a hard having a hard time. So the one I end up making, I made a floppy eared bunny. I didn't make bunny ears standing up. That's not so much her fault as it is I just am having a hard time crocheting around the stinking pipe cleaners. But other than that, I'm trying to think what else I've made. I've made a couple other things by her, but I haven't made any of her garments. And I have 3 of her sweater patterns that I got on Black Friday, and then this new summer one. And then I have the farmhouse snowmen that I want to make in time for Christmas this year. I also thought of a Halloween project I really want to make this summer and have it ready in time for Halloween. It's a skull granny square blanket. It just popped up. I seen somebody sharing pictures of it, and I'm like, oh, that's really cute with that skull. I bet you I could turn that. And I showed it to my daughter, and she's like, Mom, that would be amazing. And I was thinking like in blacks, those skulls would be white. And I thought I'd do the granny squares in like blacks, grays, and like a bluey grayish color. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, so that's something else I got to put on my list. I still have my Easter blanket I want to make for spring, and we are almost halfway through February. And I haven't started that yet. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I don't want to have too many works in progress because when you see next week's video, you'll understand why. I don't really want to add to that. Well, friends, we have been on for 2 hours. It just goes by so fast. I did one granny square skull. I just found the picture the other day. I think I actually made one years ago. I remember making something. I think I made a scarf for somebody, and I don't know if it was granny square kind of. It definitely had the skull in the middle. A few years ago, I did make that, and I really liked it. This was a little bit different, and I found a video tutorial on YouTube where she shares how she did hers, and I liked it. It's the best one I found so far. So, yeah, I forgot about the one I'm just now that I'm talking, I made one, but oh, let me write that down. I'm always looking for ideas. I had a pad with all kinds of ideas I wanted to do the next couple of months. You think I can find that notebook? I found a gazillion notebooks, but I can't find that one. I'll do my best. I just don't feel like I'm a teacher. Like, somebody needs to learn how to can something or freeze dry something. I'm great, but somebody needs to learn how to crochet or read a pattern. How to read a pattern. I might pick your brain, Linda, for somebody to give me an idea of what you would like to see on what are easy to read and what's not easy. I can tell you. The hobby, hoobie, however you want to say it, advent calendar that I had this year, some of those patterns were not easy to read. They just weren't. I don't consider myself a beginner crocheter by any means. I don't think I'm an expert, but I don't think I'm a beginner. And that was a very disappointing. Though Hoobie came through. They did, which reminds me, they did give me a coupon code for half my money back towards any purchases, which I thought, I wasn't looking for money back. I just wanted to let them know for this year's advent calendar, what they might want to, because I wasn't the only one who had the same concerns. they were wonderful. Customer service was amazing, and they felt so bad. So they gave me half my money back in a gift card code to use towards a purchase. I have to use it by this coming December. So, I mean, I'm trying not to buy yarn, but it's hard too because the customs fees with them kill me unless I have it sent to my mom. But somebody said, I think for Canada, they're including the customs fees now in their yarn. I'm going to check that out, but it's a lot of money. It's like $60. So I kind of want to use it before I lose it. So I might end up having to buy yarn that way. But anybody has any recommendations for yarn from Hubie? I've only gotten a couple. I've liked what I had so far, except for that yarn I had in the advent calendar. I do not recommend that, and I won't be buying that. But if you have any that you would recommend, let me know. I filed all my patterns. Thanks for the advice. Oh, that's even better that you got it for so cheap. I'm loving my pattern organization box. I can pick it up, take it with me from room to room. I actually enjoy, like, as soon as I get patterns, I say that, but I have a few over here on the printer that I just printed out. I got to get put away. I put them right away. They're right there. When I'm done, I put them in. I'm trying to be better about that, so I find them. But I also am working on another hacks video for you all. Two hacks videos. One, some more of my own, and some I'm going to try that everyone swears by. So we'll see how good they are. So that's going to be fun. So, oh, I have so many ideas in my head that I literally have notebooks around me everywhere. As soon as I think of something, I got to put it down. So, oh, well, thank you. That's so nice to say. I just got tired of what I was using. The keeping them all in like a notebook file and then putting them all in a when you call them, notebook holders. They look like an L. I can't think of the words. I'm getting tired. That wasn't working because they would fall over all the time, and I just had so many, and then I'd have to go through all of them. Like, oh, that one's for baby. Oh, that one. This one, I just look through. So I do have to add a few more card hanging thingies to mine because I have a couple more categories that I didn't think of when I did them through. So I threw the binders out. Yep, I donated all mine. I donated all my binders. I'm like, I don't need any of these. Take them. I've also been working on, I can't believe I forgot to talk about this in the beginning, and we've lost a few people. I've also been working on a crochet journal that I was making for myself, and I'm going to share it with all of you as soon as I'm almost done fine-tuning it. And it's going to be like a works in progress that you can keep track of, your yarn inventory, the yarns you have, and there's one other thing. Let me see. Yarn project planner. The name of it, where you got the pattern, what hook you're using, time to complete. I've been working on it actually since like November. So it's just about done. I'm going to get mine binded in the next couple of weeks at Staples if it's not too expensive, because I'd like to have it in an actual binder in a book, like a journal. And I'm going to be sharing the link with you all where you can download your pages and decide how you want to put them in a notebook or go get it binded yourself. But I'm working on it. It's almost done. I'm excited to share it with all of you. I love it. I think it's nice. I'm an organizing nerd. I like to be organized. Sometimes I think I'm too organized, literally, because then I don't know where anything is because I've organized so well. I can't remember where I put everything. But yeah, so I'm excited to share that with you all. So that should be coming soon too. Okay, friends, we are going to wrap this up. It is 9 o'clock. I am like almost to my bedtime because I finally have started sleeping better. So I'm sure it's the healthier lifestyle helping. So we will see you all next Tuesday here at 7 p.m. Eastern and have a chat. Thank you all so much for coming in. I look forward to these. I missed you all last week. I really did. I kept thinking I was forgetting something all week, and I realized I didn't go live Tuesday because we were traveling. So yeah, I missed you all. New video coming out Saturday. I think you're all going to like it. I'm enjoying filming that right now. So until then, take care, everybody. And we will see you all soon. Stay warm or enjoy the warm weather that might be heading your way. My friend in Iowa had 64 degrees yesterday. That's not fair. We'll see you all soon.